Well, there's a website that I look at on a daily basis, and you just saw it there. It's called Micechat.com, and it's really an online forum and information. A lot of it has to do with the Disney theme parks, hence the name, but also really theme parks and other entertainment venues around the world. We have the CEO of that fine website on, Todd Reagan. He is known as Dusty Sage. That's his moniker, his handle right. Online. And we really want to welcome you. It's great to have you here. I should mention that a while back, you might remember, we had a Chris Merritt on, and he was promoting his book about Pacific Ocean Park. Well, it was Todd and the Micechat people who put on an event for his book signing, and that's where I met Todd. I've known his name online for a long time, not his real name, but his moniker. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, for people who don't know about Micechat, basically what it's all about and how long has it been going on?
Micechat celebrates Disney and its history, the theme parks, the movies. There's so much to Disney. They even own hotels around the world now.
Yes.
The hotel in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's an awesome place to go, by the way. And that's kind of my interest. I grew up in Kansas. Walt started his first studio in Kansas City. And then Walt moved to California and started the Disney company in Disneyland. And when I got older, I moved to California to be closer to the theme parks and the entertainment industry. So I kind of have been walking in Walt's footsteps throughout my life. And I never thought that I would end up, here running a website about the company, and now in my new role as the executive director of the Walt Disney Birthplace in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, which is amazing. We're going to get to that in just a second. I do want to give a little bit of recognition to the person who started this, which is Al.
Yes.
And that you kind of took over and helped him out. So Al Lutz, right?
Yeah, Al Lutz. He actually had a website called Micechat. Mm-hmm. And Micechat was a blog about Disney, kind of an insider's look at the company. In fact, his tagline was "A different look at Disney." Mm-hmm. And then I came along a few years after Al and started this site, Micechat. Micechat is kind of a forum where everybody can talk. Instead of just reading what somebody else is writing, you can start your own discussion on Micechat. And then as time went on, we started writing our own articles. We now write 3 or 4 new articles every single day.
Yeah.
So after work, I go home and we start working on articles, and sometime around 1 or 2 in the morning, I finish up and go to bed, and then wake up at 6 in the morning to go to work.
And it's the articles sometimes are very well done, and they're regular contributors on there, so you get to know who they are, and they cover certain areas, and it's quite wonderful. I mean, it really is. Yes, there's online forums, which is fun. You get into debates. I've done that myself many times, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
And everybody's on there to learn things and have a good time. Let's talk about the Walt Disney Birthplace. Many people might think, well, Walt was born in Hollywood. I'm sure this is where he got it. You've already said he grew up in Kansas City, but he wasn't born there.
He wasn't. In fact, he was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1901. And then they moved to Marceline, Missouri. After Marceline, they went back to Chicago, where Walt went to high school, and then he went off to serve in the military. And when he was done serving, he moved to Kansas City and opened his first studios, the Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas City, and finally made his way out to California, opening the Disney Studios up in Los Feliz, right there on Hyperion Avenue. For those who know the area, it's now Gelson's Market. And then the Disneyland came later, and we all know the story from there. So Walt's history was long, and it's actually the ultimate American dream story.
Yeah, it is.
Walt was born in this tiny 2-bedroom house in Chicago, Illinois, that his father Elias built and that his mother designed. And there were 7 Disney family members all living in that little 2-bedroom house.
That's
and
amazing.
Yet somehow, Walt and his brother Roy break free of this, modest upbringing, and they become these legends known around the world.
And you have become a part of that, of restoring it. Now, who owns this home right now?
So Dina Benedin and Brent Young, they own a company called Super 78 Studios that makes theme park attractions. And Brent was born in Chicago. And when he heard that the Walt Disney House was for sale and that it was possible that the home might be torn down to build an apartment building, he swooped in and bought the house and then tried to figure out, well, what am I going to do with this house? You know, obviously it needs to be preserved for posterity, and because of the history surrounding it, it's truly the birthplace of dreams. An entire industry, the theme park industry, and much of animation, you know, owes its existence to Walt being born in that house. So he decided to turn it into a nonprofit. It's the Center for Early Childhood Creativity and Innovation at the Walt Disney birthplace. So
that's great.
The house will inspire future generations of dreamers and doers.
Part of the fundraising effort is this soda here, Ozell, and you have two flavors. You have a root beer and you have a vanilla.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I bought a 4-pack of this. It is absolutely wonderful soda because there's none of that high fructose corn syrup. It's all cane syrup, real vanilla. My daughter absolutely loves it, as do I. And just a little tip, the vanilla soda with a little bourbon, that's even better. But it's excellent stuff. But tell me about this and why is it called Ozell soda?
Well, when Walt's dad was there in Chicago, he knew he needed to do something to support his large and ever-growing family. So he went to work for a company called Ozell. They made sodas and jams and jellies, and over time he bought an increasing number of shares in the company. And you know, Coca-Cola was really getting going back then, and soda was taking off as a new highfalutin product. And unfortunately, Ozell didn't work out, and Elias lost a bundle. But we discovered that Ozell had been defunct for over a century and brought the company back to life. So today, we are proudly manufacturing Ozell soda, and anybody can buy a bottle of it at o-zell.com, and every penny that we make goes to restoring the Walt Disney birthplace and preserving Walt's legacy.
And it is really, honestly, a fine product, and it's hard to find great sodas nowadays, so it's really good. I want to show you this wonderful frame piece of art that Todd brought to me. And this is absolutely beautiful. This
is how the house would have looked back in 1901 when Walt was born. And it's a very simple little craftsman style home that Elias Disney designed, and Flora Disney, Walt's mom, actually drew the renderings for, the architectural renderings. Wow. And Elias built this by hand. So this was very much their family home and a house they were very proud of. But you can see it's quite tiny, and 7 Disney family members were all living there together.
Yeah, that's what's amazing about it. And the fact that Walt lived there till what, it was about 5 or so?
So he was about 5 years old, and then they moved to Marceline, Missouri. They packed up the family and put them on a train, and off they went to Marceline.
And it's amazing that the home still exists today.
It is a wonder, and it's had a lot of injustices done to it over the years.
I'm sure.
It you know, was at one point sold and divided into apartments. To this day, there's an apartment upstairs and one downstairs, and we are going to restore the home back to the way it was, and it'll be one, you know, single family dwelling again, although no one will live there. It will be a museum and the Center for CESI, the Center for Early Childhood.
Have you been back there to see it?
I'm on my way September 1st, so just a week away from seeing the home. I'm very excited, meeting with the architects and the construction workers and everyone who's going to be working on the project there in Chicago. So we're very excited to get there and look into the house.
I want to mention the website, the WaltDisneyBirthplace.org.
Yes.
And if you go on there, you can get all kinds of information, including a link to the soda if you want to purchase that. And there's the history about it, and you can see on here what it looked like and what it looks like today, and once it's restored, what they plan to do with it. I think the fact that it's going to help children, the legacy just keeps going on, and I think that's really good.
Absolutely. You know, you think about it, they don't really teach arts in the schools anymore.
Right.
And we hope to inspire kids. I mean, there is a career to be made in the arts. It's not all drawing.
Right.
You know, Walt Disney started as an artist and then an animator and became one of the great businessmen of all time. So if you have a dream and you follow your dream and you know, do what your heart tells you to do, you can be very successful, sometimes more successful than if you just do the easy path of following the money.
Yes.
And we hope to inspire kids to find out what their talent is. You know, everybody has a creative outlet. Do you know what yours is? Are you a singer, a dancer, an artist, a poet, a musician? What are you?
Right.
And we want to help little kids find out what their true passion is, so that as they go through life, they can express themselves properly. And maybe that's what this world needs, to be a little less hostile and a little less gun violence in the schools and so forth, if every child knew what their creative outlet was.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. Everyone has that. You just got to find what it is and what your specialty might be. And this is going to be a great project. And again, Micechat.com. It's a fun forum. And not only that, it's informational. If you want to know what's going on in the Disney parks at Knott's or whatever it might be, how things are progressing, and sometimes they put some rumors in there how things might change. But it's a lot of fun. You do absolutely great work, because I know all the effort you put in. Full-time job, and then you work on this till late until the evening and kind of monitor everything that goes on. But there's a lot there. And again, the WaltDisneyBirthplace.org, you can find out about that as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, and I do encourage everyone, if you're interested in learning more about the Walt Disney Birthplace, please reach out. We're seeking investors, backers, volunteers at this time to help us complete this project, and it's really in a critical stage at the moment. So I'd love to hear from folks.
And if you forget all that, the website and all, you know where I am, and you know I'm a big Disney fan, so come by and see me, and I'll point you in the right direction. Todd, thank you very much. Dusty Sage on Micechat, so if you go on Micechat and you see that name, that is Todd.
Thanks so much
for having me. Thank you very much. Great having you. We'll be back.